So today I'm going to be talking about gaming PCs and all you need to know about them. So before buying, just make sure to watch this video. So now we'll talk about motherboards. Like there are three types. First will be ATX motherboard. Okay. Hey, wait, let me just okay, better. Now it's better. Now it will also little. Okay. So first motherboards. So first of them is ATX motherboards. Okay, ATX motherboard. Like standard ATX motherboards is here if I'm at 244 millimeter. You can search on Google how much that is. Like you use this these types of motherboard include four RAM slots. This means like you can put four separate RAM states, like they can be 4 GB each. So you will have 16 GB, or you can put a 4 or 16 GB, so you will have 128 GB. It's a biggest type of motherboard. It includes four RAM slots, multiple PCI slots. PCI slot is used to connect various components such as graphic card, storage devices, and USB ports. So, like, if you have multiple PCI slots, then it means that you can attach a more high-end, more modern type of GPU, like 3, 4 storage devices, and it will have probably 3, 4 USB ports. But the smaller, like micro ATS, they have less of these ports and SSD slots for memory. Flexibility, so it is there are no larger and more powerful components like the i9, 49i3, 4090 series. So like if you need a gaming PC with which is the most high-end and run any game at maximum FPS, then I'll recommend this ATX. It can like full size graphics are like the 4090, multiple storage level RAM and SSD. So like 64 GB RAM, 128 GB, or like 4 TB SSDs, 2 TB. So like most high-end gaming PC, then only consider buying the ATX motherboards. The ATX motherboard highly upgradable due to the size, slot, more RAM storage, and larger newer generation components can fit in. So like even if the 5090 series GPUs are coming, or any modern type of gaming component come, it will all fit in the ATX motherboard. Like if you buy this right now, you can keep on upgrading the other components and they will all fit in this. And as power consumption, obviously it's the largest type, so it will consume more power than smaller motherboards. So you will like need it will consume more electricity and also more wattage of the power. So that means that you'll need a higher power supply, like maybe 600, 700, even 1000, 1500 power supply, 1500 watt. It will obviously generate more heat than smaller motherboards, leading to overheated, not cooling proper cooling and airflow, so you'll need multiple fans or even water cooling. Otherwise, it may generate heat and lead to problems. Like ATX motherboard, it's called larger and heavier case, so like you'll need a fish tank case. It's a fish tank means a very large case, a larger type of case, so it will require a lot of space. And it will be difficult to carry from one place to another. Who should buy ATX motherboard? Who should buy? Idea for user priority is upgradability. So like you need to buy once and then not upgrade for a very long time, then only consider buying this. If you want it to be customizable and high performance, like maximum performance, you have a very high budget, then only like I recommend these. Price like around 100 or 200 USD. I have taken these prices from Amazon. Does my need it for his schoolwork? No, absolutely not. People who need it instead, dreamers like high-end dreamers, not the regular who play only sometime. Content creators like Cypher PK and like Mr. Beast. I mean, not Mr. Beast. Like these high-end like content creators need these types of PC, and for workstation from professionals. RAM, it supports a minimum of 4 GB. Like every motherboard that I talk about, they will all support 4 GB RAM and a maximum of 128 GB. I think it also, no, it's wrong. It can be 256 GB also. 256 GB RAM, but I don't know who will consider buying 256 GB. Then comes micro ATH motherboards. Micro ATH mother 25% smaller than ATH motherboards. They support some processors, graphics card, but they and it they like they do not support the latest most modern graphics card like the 4090 or the upcoming 50 series, but it can still support graphics card like the 4060, 4050 that can still run games at like 300, 400, or even 600 FPS. So like they're not a bad choice for a medium gamer who like plays games a lot, but not that much. Like it has a fewer PCI slots, USB ports, SATA ports, which are used to connect older storage devices like HDD. So if you're basically buying the gaming PC, then do not consider HDD, then only SSD. M.2 slots, which are used for modern storage like SSD. So it's like supports less of port for these things, but still it's more than enough. Like for RAM also, motherboards are usually 4 RAM slots. Support minimum of 4 GB, maximum of 64. This is not this. This is 128 GB. Expansion, these mother limited expansion capacity for both RAM and PCI. So then in future, like in for 3 4 years, even when the like standard becomes 64 GB, you need 256 GB RAM. So it won't support that, but like that won't happen like 3 4 years. So for now, it's more than enough. So that's the best choice according to me. They are limited as well for RAM and storage, but this time is very less RAM, like 64, 128 GB, or like storage even 2 TB. My mother have compare issues with some high-end or oversized components like the newest RTX 4090 GPU. This is like the newest GPU, but in January, in a few days, in a few weeks, the 50 series will be announced. So it will have issues with those. Like 40, 60, those, it won't have any issues with it. They are more energy efficient than the ATX, obviously. So like less power, less wattage. This is mistake. It uses less electricity than ATH. They are also extremely less noisy than the ATH motherboard, resulting in more quiet PC. So like you need to dream when your parents are asleep. So then go for what is it, micro ATH, na? Yeah, micro ATH. So micro ATH mother suitable for gaming rigs, home servers, and home theater PC. So like it's like mid of both worlds. Like you can get best performance, best FPS, and also not like very high end. As my son needed for schoolwork, yes, if it is not regarded, so gaming motherboard like of everything, be it RAM, storage, airflow, air fan, water cooling, gaming motherboard, everything come into two categories, gaming or not. Or the gaming is like RGB and that, so those are more expensive. So it comes under gaming, why not? But if like those normal which you come in green color, then it's fine. Price you can find these around 70 to $150 USD. Then after that, mini ITX motherboards. Mini ITX motherboards are 6.7 into 6.7 inches, which is about two-thirds the size of a standard ATX or 2.57 times smaller. It's me or 2.5 times smaller, extremely smaller than the ATX motherboard. These are designed to be energy efficient, extremely energy efficient, to be less than 100 watts of power. So like in total, if you like consider all the parts and then like GPU power consumption, RAM and storage and mini ITX motherboard, then you'll need a total power supply around 450 or 500. But the ATX you'll need around 1,000. Mini idea for small PC cases like extremely small use, extremely small like box size. where space is extremely limited. Otherwise, micro ATH is the best. Only have one PCI slot, only one storage device, only one like small GPUs. Like these are used to connect GPUs, so like small GPU can fit in these. So you only install one GPU, small sized one, or one expansion card. If you need more slots or additional cards, then ATH or micro ATH motherboard would be better. Due to smaller size, cooling can be more challenging. You need to choose compact cooling solution like low profile CPU. So size is very small, so you'll need to choose like fans and water cooling to be extremely small, and it will be pretty challenging to find them. Make sure you choose my mini ITX compatible cases. Like case should also be small. If the motherboard is very small and case is very big, then it will look kind of dumb and it will be a waste of money also. Does my son need this for school? Why need this? Just buy normal sized micro ATH just for compact build. Nice. Why does he need this? Like I don't understand why. Price 120 to 300 USD. It's more expensive than that. So you only need this if you very limited space or for aesthetic. Then comes PC cases. Which PC case should I buy? Number one is ATX motherboard PC cases. You know these are the PC cases which are the largest and support ATX motherboards. Like this like this is like ATX motherboard. Like this so it will support ATX motherboards. It's a full tower case of fishtan cases. They are also known as these terms. Performance ATX are the most popular size are the basis for most modern computers. If you need a modern computer with future proofing, then go for these. Like they can support any like largest size of GPU or like most RAM, most storage, the best CPU. Then choose these. They can fit anything. You can even sit inside one. Your brother can also features typically four RAM slots, multiple PCIe slots, SATA, USB, at least one M.2 SSD slots. So with SATA and M.2 slots, they both are for SSD, but these are for older types of SSD and these are for newer, more modern types of SSD, which are faster than those SSD. But both the SSD are faster, way faster than HDDs. 88 traces from the past can still be used with modern motherboards without any modifications and fit any modern day component. Any component you name, it can fit in it. Airflow. Larger traces are better for airflow and dissipation, making them ideal for high-powered CPU and GPU like 4090, i9 4900K, which generate a lot of heat. For them, this is the best type of trace. Price 100 to 200 USD only the PC case. Whereas like my PC right now, I think it cost $180. The whole PC with component, this only cost 200 USD. These are types of cases you can consider these or any others. Do your own research. I'm not free. And then mid-tower cases. Okay, so like in ATH cases, there are three types. One is like uh, full tower, like full tower, and then other is mid tower. In mid tower, there's a balance side, offers a good amount of space for components while not being as large. So like you have space, but you do not want to look dumb by having an extremely large case. Then choose mid tower cases. They typically support multiple fans and water cooling. They can fit multiple GPUs. Like if you want to pair two GPUs in one case with SLI, then you can do that. Like two 4090s. If you have a lot of budget, like 10,000 budget, then you can probably do that. And it's an idea for most gamer productive where space and airflow are more important but not excessive. Like more than important but not excessive. Then go for full tower. These are the examples and the prices are 90 to 130 USD. After that comes small tower cases. They are smaller than mid tower cases, ideal for those who want a smaller case. A smaller case. I don't know that, but English. Efficient coolant still support basin coolant solution, but airflow might be more restricted to leading to overheating. May have limited space for expansion, especially for large GPUs like 4090, multiple storage devices. So if you want to build a high-end PC, then don't choose these. Ideal for budget builds. If you're poor like me, user with limited space like me, who still want an ATS motherboard. No, I don't want an ATS motherboard. You want an ATS motherboard, but you're opting for budget and limited space, then choose compact small tower cases. But remember, these will have a hidden problem. So find a solution for it. These are the examples, and then the price would be 60 to $110 USD. After that, micro ATH motherboard. So like it's a mid tower. Like for most people have these, and it can fit micro ATH motherboards. They are compact but spacious, more than enough. Offers a good, it's a good balance between size and expandability. You need a mid-range PC, then choose these. Cooling support usually supports multiple fans and basic water cooling setups. So you can choose water cooling, but it will be basic type of. Expander can fit a few expansion cards, storage devices, moderate cooling solutions. Ideal for users who want a smaller case, but still need room for expansion. Like later they can put more like larger components in it. These are the example and the prices around 60 to 100 USD. Move. Okay, it's 60 to 100 USD. Yeah. Then come mini ITH motherboard cases, like this is like small box like which you can fit in a backpack. These are those type of motherboard. You can choose you choose these only for aesthetics, not worth spending your money on. Compact size, small and portable, ideal for user who want a very compact system. Usually only supports a single GPU and minimal storage, like maybe 512 GB uh, memory or 1 terabyte, and then 10 GB RAM. Basic cooling can support a number of fans like 3 or 4, or a compact liquid cooler, a small one. Ideal for ultra compact, but not compact to ultra. Home theater PCs or portable systems. Examples, these are the examples. Price 132 132 250 USD. 132 250 USD. Then comes the GPUs, the most expensive part of a gaming PC. Number one, we have high-end gaming GPUs. Overhead, the performance. You need pure performance designed for high performance gaming, 4K or VR. Like most high-end, you have unlimited budget. They typically come with multiple fans. The GPU themselves have multiple fans. Like this one have one, but many of them two have three fans in them to keep them cool. Multiple fans, advanced cooling solution can take up more than two PCI slots. So like you need a ATH or micro ATH with two or more PCI slots to fit in GPU in. Otherwise, you'll have to choose other options. High power consumption. They require more power and may need a larger power supply, like 1,000 watt, 1200 wattage power supply. Like hardcore dreamers who like want to play the most modern games in 4K, 14, not even 1440p, only 4K. Video editor, professional, top tier performance. Example is the RTX 4090. If you go for NVIDIA, then RTX 4090. If you want to go for AMD, then RX 7900 HTX. If you again another option for NVIDIA is the RTX 3080. Price, you'll have to sacrifice one of your kidneys, lungs, or whatever you have spare your brother's lungs, like 1800 to 2500, $2,500 USD. So like, consider both this. So like 1500 1800 to $2,500 USD. Nvidia RTX 4090 can support games in 4K resolution at 100 to 150 plus FPS on ultra settings plus 4K. Ultra settings plus 4K. 100 to 150 FPS in almost all games. Like this is for almost all games. In 1440p, you can get 200 plus FPS in ultra settings, and in 1080p, you can get more. And then this is not 200 FPS, this is like 400 FPS. This should be 400 FPS in ultra settings. Cyberpunk, which is the most demanded game right now, excluding Indiana Jones. Like Cyberpunk in 4K, you can have 100 plus FPS, 4040p 150, and in 1080p 200 plus. Red Dead Redemption 4K 100. You can just read these. These three games are most demanding games. Most demanding. In Fortnite, you can even get 500, 600, even 1,000 on lower settings. Mid-range GPUs, the RTS 4070, like you can see this has one fan, but some of them have even two fans. They are balanced performance, suitable for 1080 and 1440p, but not for 4K. Then opt for high-end like 4090. Moderate size, usually take up one or maybe two PCI slots, but most of them take only one. They are more compatible with smaller cases like the micro ATH case. Good for power efficiency, like it requires less wattage and electricity. The balance between performance and power consumption. It is ideal for gamers who want solid performance at a reasonable price. So the whole PC does not cost a lot of money, but it's also delivers solid performance. Examples: NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti, the RX 67 if you opt for AMD, and NVIDIA. For another option for NVIDIA is the no this 1660 Super. Price 700 to 1200 USD. I removed this 1660. No, this is like budget. And instead, it would be RTS 4060 Super, 4070 or 60. Okay, 4070 or 60, those cost 60, 700 to 1200 USD. The GTS 1660 Super is like two, $300. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 resolution 4K 40 to 60 FPS. This is a premium medium high but not recommended. 1440p best at 1440p, 70 to 100 at high settings, 1080p 100 to 140 at ultra settings. Game Cyberpunk, Call of Duty, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You can check the FPS here. Then entry level GPU is like 750 Ti. This is the exact same model that I have. MSI 750 Ti. But I have only one fan. Yeah, this also 2 GB. I also have 2 GB. I made videos on it how it performs. Like this is two fan. I only have one fan. But the exact same model. This is twin frozen minus single. These are budget friendly, great for users who don't need top tier performance but still want decent gaming. So I only play like Fortnite and Paradise. Yeah, like you can check on my channel which games I play. Like in Fortnite also I usually get around 100 to 120 FPS in performance mode on ultra settings like epic view distance, epic textures, either 100 to 120 FPS on performance mode. And for direct H11, it's like 70 to 90 FPS. They're typically smaller and more power efficient, suitable for compact build. Yeah, I have my micro ATS and it fits perfectly. Low power consumption requires less power, which means a smaller PSU. My PSU is, I think so, yeah, 350, and that's more than enough. Idea for casual gamers, office workstation, those built-in budget systems. Example, the G4 1650, 1660, RS 6500. Nvidia 1050 or the 750 which I have. So these are all the options. Price you can get these for 200 to 400 USD. Games and FPS where this content. Oh, there's missing. Oh, here it is. So 1650 4K 20 to 30 FPS low settings not playable. So not recommended for 1440p 40 to 50 low to medium. So no use. Basically I don't know. Mostly not. For 1080p, yeah, it's perfect. 60 to 80 FPS. At Fortnite 4K, you will get 30. Not playable. 4040p 50. Yeah, playable, but in more intense, like fighting, building, and not playable. And 1080p, perfect 80 FPS. Minecraft, you can check. And League of Legend, you can check. Summary, high-end GPUs like RTX 4090, RX 7900 HTX are best for 4K gaming with ultra settings offering high FPS even at 4K resolution. Mid-range GPUs RTX 3060, RX 67 HT great for 1440p gaming with high settings and 1080p gaming at ultra settings. Entry level GPUs like the GTX 1650, RX 550 those are good for 1080p gaming at medium settings and casual gaming at lower resolution. Low-end GPU like GT 1030, RX 550, GTX 750, 760. They are suitable for light game like Fortnite at 60 FPS, 50 FPS. You just want to play an older, less demanding games at low FPS. Frame rate, GPU's performance affects the frame rate of a game, which impacts the smoothness of gameplay. Like how smooth is a gameplay? The higher the FPS, the more smooth it is. Higher frame rate reduces motion blur and makes the game more responsive and feel smoother. So now we have storage SSD versus HDD. What storage should you choose? Do not even consider this for your gaming PC. Only SSD. You can like or another thing you can do is like if you're on a tight budget then use a SSD like 256 or 512 GB and a 2 terabyte HDD. So what this will help you do is get the performance of an HDD like higher load time speeds, higher the performance of an HDD, but the storage of an HDD. Well, this again depends on the motherboard if it supports these ports. If it support the port for both SSD and HDD, then you can do this for performance. Uh, use a HDD and like one HDD, 1 2 terabyte for uh, storage. SSD faster load times. The operating system like computer will open extremely fast and games will load faster. Types there are two types of SSD, SATA and NVMe. NVMe also known as M.2 SSDs. These are recommended for gaming PCs to reduce loading screens and improve overall responsiveness. So what's the basically what's the difference between M.2 and SATA SSD? M.2 these SSD are use the PCIe slot which offers high let leave them which offer faster data transfer rates than the SATA 3. So like these offer faster if you want to transfer data these will offer higher speeds and can achieve read and write speeds of up to 4 gigabyte per second, 4 GB, whereas these only offer 600 MB. So if you transfer files, these can get up to fast as up to 4 GB and 600 MB. So like downloading games, these will help you download games much faster. So if you are high end, then go for M.2 PCIe SSD. Otherwise, SATA is absolutely fine. Ideal for gaming, 1 to 2 terabyte is more than enough. And the price is around 180 to 230 USD dollar. Don't even think about 256 GB. Like What will you do? The operating system itself is 60 GB, so you will be left with less than 200 GB. Fortnite itself is 100 GB, like GTA is 120 GB. So 256 basically useless for gaming. 120 USD and 512 GB if only play 3 to 4 games and cost 100 to 170. I have 512 Samsung 8670. I play Fortnite, GTA, Paradise City, and Indus and rest you can see on YouTube. And then that's my maximum storage. Now I am full. And Batman also. Hard disk, HDD, cheaper and provides higher storage capacity. So like they're way cheaper. Basically used for higher storage capacities, suitable for storing large files, media, games you don't play often. So yeah, like you can do both SSD and HDD and put your games in all games in the HDD. This way, like you can store all the games and still you'll attain high load time speeds. When to use SSD and when to use HDD. SSD for operating system and games, HDD for bulk storage. What is the price of HDD for 512 GB? You can do that for 50. 1 terabyte is $70, 2 terabyte is $80, and 4 terabyte is 120 USD dollar. Okay, then comes the RAM. So then comes the RAM. Full form is random access memory. We're not in computer science class, so we will not memorize this. Hey, this is a gaming RAM. Otherwise, you can find those green color ones which look ugly. Purpose temporary stores running application games, the games which are running, it temporary stores the data of them. Fetch multitask and game performance. Like before I upgraded to the 16 GB, I had 8 GB. 8 GB when I used to play Fortnite, then open even WhatsApp, the whole PC would crash out. Because like Fortnite used to like use around 5 GB, 6 GB, so like not effective for multitasking. If you want to record your gaming clip plus play games, I won't recommend 8 or 4 GB. Like 12 GB or 16 GB is bare minimum. 8 GB entry level game in older or less demanding games. Like Fortnite can run on 8 GB but not recommendable. 16 GB is a standard for modern games. Best of both worlds. 32 GB or plus for streaming, multitasking, heavy modern. When buying RAM, you need to consider speed and latency. Speed it is measured in megahertz. The maximum megahertz RAM you can get is 3600 megahertz, the best RAM. And the lower the latency, the better for gaming. The best, like 20 to 24. You can even get 16 or I think so, maybe even 12 CL ratings. And maximum is 20 to 24, but this is not recommendable. And then comes like how many slots you divide the RAM in. The more slots you divide your RAM in, the RAM is the better. To just buy a single stick of 128 GB, that is not as efficient as buying 264 and putting those 264 GB sticks into two different slots. So dual channel means RAM say improves performance over single channel. So even if you're using the same amount of RAM, if you put them in dual channels, you will get even more better performance. There are two types of DDR types of RAM, DDR4 and DDR5. DDR4 is common for most builds. I also have DDR4 and most of them DDR4. But the faster, more expensive people builds go for DDR5. Price of DDR4 60 GB is 20 to 40 USD and 32 GB is 60 to 100 GB. Now, 100 USD. Now, the reason I didn't add 64 or 128 because if you opt for 64 GB, then don't never go for DDR4. That's a waste of money. If you're 32, 16, 8, 4 then or 4 GB DDR3. I didn't mention 4 because no one will go for DDR3 or DDR3 for gaming. So like if you go for more than 32, then 100% DDR5. DDR5 you can go for 32 GB also, it's like 110 to 130 USD, but not like it's not bad, but just go for 64 GB then. It's 220 to 250 USD and 128 GB, like most high-end PC 300 to 400 USD, which is basically waste of money unless you have a proper reasoning for it. For most games, 64 GB is the maximum. CPU, so a processor like this is a CPU, Intel CPU, Intel Core i5 14th Gen. Its purpose is to handle dreams, logic, physics, and AI, which I never understood. Essential for games that are CPU intensive. Like if a game is CPU intensive, then you'll need a better CPU. Like you cannot choose a RTX 4090 and then a very bad CPU and expect that your game will run perfectly fine. So no, like you'll have to manage both CPU and GPU. GPU intensive games include strategy games and simulations. In CPU, you need to consider core counts. These are like most of them have 4 to 6 cores, and it's suitable for most games. But for high-end, ideal for gaming, streaming is for more 24 cores. And then other thing you need to look for is clock speeds. These are also these are measured in gigahertz. The higher the speed means faster processing. A good CPU speed for gaming generally considered to be 3.5 gigahertz or 4 gigahertz. There are two brands, Intel and AMD. Intel is known for high single core performance. It's best for not best for performance, but like Apple and Samsung. Apple is like more pricey but reliable, like Apple. So basically, Intel is Apple more pricey, and AMD is Samsung. It offers better multi-core performance and value, so like more worth value. Examples are Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7. And then another thing, overclocking. This means to boost the CPU's performance beyond its rated speed. So like its rated speed, you can download an external app like MSI Afterburner and then overclock that CPU so to get even more performance.